Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. We're on to some of the final details now. We're wrapping up this ceiling, check that out. We're also gonna finish up this fireplace wall. We're gonna put in all of the screens and a couple other really cool finishing details here. So make sure you hit subscribe. Stay tuned. So we're just doing a standard nickel gap shiplap on this ceiling and exterior wall. And you can see the boards come like this. So depending on which side you face out, you'll either get a square gap like we have there, standard nickel gap, or you can have this little V groove on there that'll be exposed. So we decided to go with the standard nickel gap. I think it just looks a little bit more clean, and we're doing this all the way up to the ceiling. But once we get up here, you can see we have some exposed collar ties. Those are going to stick out of that ceiling, and we're gonna wrap those in some clear pine and we're gonna stain it. It's gonna look freaking beautiful. So we'll be getting to that in this video, and we'll be wrapping this whole thing up.
Can't screw that, can you?
I always stop.
All right, get a tall person there, screw it in.
Down. Get down.
Get off. We could fall.
All right, so Tony's getting this last piece up because Josh is not tall enough to reach that yet, but he'll get there. Tony got this side set up. We had to get our first piece up. Wanted to snap a line across, so that's going nice and straight. While Tony was getting this set, we got all of the hardy board up, so that's ready to go. And now that this is all done, I'm gonna go pick up all of the stone veneer that's gonna go on the front of that, and these guys are gonna start blasting out this other side of the ceiling. So it's gonna be all hands on deck for this ceiling. We'll get this other side wrapped up, and then we'll be on to some of the trim stuff. And Pat, what do you got going on over here?
Filling nail holes.
Oh, we're starting to fill nail holes, and it's very exciting. So you don't want to talk about the notching of the beams?
No, why are we going to talk about the notches of the beam? What's the point of that? It's like, oh, we cut the wood. Great.
I don't know, maybe
I met, hey, Jose, I got a number. You measure, you cut this, we put it up, worked great. It's not a big deal. You're never going to see it. It's not like we're going to talk about them. Why are we going to talk about them? We're not going to see it. Why don't we talk about the hardy board? Hardy board looks nice, right? We're never going to see it. It's going to get covered with stone.
All right, so as Tony so eloquently put it, we have some notches going around these collar ties. Now these are structural collar ties. A lot of times with a vaulted ceiling like this, people will just run their collar ties every 16 inches on center, and then they'll have this flat kind of vaulted ceiling. I don't like the look of that, so we spaced these out as far as we can, which our architect was 4 feet on center. We're going all the way up to the ridge, and then we're leaving these exposed. We're gonna build them out a little bit, and then we're gonna trim them out in some nice clear pine, and we're gonna stain them. So it is very important that we do notch around these, and Tony has given you something to aspire to. Once you master the craft as he has, this is just child's play. Measure, notch it, cut it, put it in. We're gonna cover all these seams, so it's not the most precise thing. So we don't need to worry about it being perfect, but it's gonna be a nice feature. Come on, show them that. Oh God!
Structural.
Locked in for justice.
Sir, we noticed that you weren't working and you're using the bathroom. Do you have anything to say about that? Sir!
Call my agent.
Josh, you wanna start working on the fronts?
What?
You wanna start working on the fronts?
Isn't that stone?
We're gonna put a piece on the side.
Oh, a piece on the
that goes all the way up, and it's gonna overhang this edge. So cut your 6 pitch on that bad boy. You know what I like to do sometimes is cut a scrap. You can put it up there, and then you can butt your tape measure into it.
10-inch scrap.
10-inch scrap, but then
Throw it up there.
the hard thing, you got to make sure you add 10 inches to your measurement.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Don't forget that, or else your piece is gonna be 10 inches too short.
That's my life.
10 inches too short, yeah. If you ever have an autobiography, that should be the name. 10 inches too short.
There's a highway out of this town, and the stars light it up as they shine on down.
All right, so we got all the stone up on the fireplace. Come take a look. Woo! Looks really nice. This is just a ledgestone tile, and we just put it up on some hardy backer. You're gonna wanna use some thin set with some polymer additive instead of water mixture there. It's gonna make it really nice and sticky, and it's gonna give it a better bond. So that's what we did here. And then over the weekend, Pat, because he's such an all-star, he came and he painted all of our shiplap. Give him a pan of what you did. Go ahead.
Stay hydrated.
You can see we got our patio base going in. We're getting ready to lay some of those Techo Bloc Blue 80 HD2 pavers here. And what was gonna be just a very simple walkway, this was kind of a last minute add-on in the design process. And we had in the sketch just a simple little walkway, kind of boring. So decided we needed to flare it up a little bit. So what we're gonna do is kind of have 2 transition points where we're gonna have different color pavers, and it's gonna be a really cool accent here. So what would be a very boring patio, we're gonna make into something super special. So I'll show you what I mean pretty soon, but it's a pretty cool design and very easy to do. All right, now that we've got some down, you can start to see the idea here behind the design. We have these 2 little feature areas. Back up, Pat, so they can see that. So as you walk up here, we have these air conditioning. I look like a real jerk with this thing in my ear.
Tool bag.
So we've got these air conditioners here, so we had to have this out about 6 feet. We didn't want this bed 6 feet away from the deck, so that's why we come in like this. And to make that transition, we have this bigger square. This is a different color. This is Shale gray, and this is Sandlewood, both Blue 80 HD2. Transition into this walkway. This is gonna be the same dimension off the deck here and there, but just to set this corner off, we did another square with this sandalwood, and it's just a little thing to make this thing pop and give it a little bit of flair over just a regular straight walkway that goes to these steps. A little bit of a statement piece as you enter the backyard, and it's looking good.
Here we have two beautiful screens that we just put up. Real tight. You know, no
So
rake.
tight you could barely even see that there's a screen there.
Oh yeah, keeps all the bugs out.
What do we do to get that screen in there?
Yeah, so the goal is you gotta pick a corner. You set it at a corner, have your buddy hold it for you, get your spline set, run your spline all the way down, and then down the other side, and then you have your buddy go to the corner, pull her tight, and then keep running that spline. And then when it's all set up, take a razor blade, like so, razor blade, and just cut right up against that spline and frame. Give you a nice screened-in porch.
No, that's gonna be usable because somebody was running the salt. This guy.
This guy.
Running the saw. It's okay, he's working.
He's working.
So one of the final steps here is screening this bad boy in. And you saw how we have these tracks just mounted onto our trim here. We're gonna get some color match paint to cover those screws, but screen's looking really, really nice. All they have to do is just put this in the opening, and there's this little track here, and then they put the screen spline in there to hold it. And this way, if there's ever an issue with it, something goes through the screen, it's easy to take out and replace, which is always important. And just like that, we are finished up with this project. Let me just take you for a little tour. I wanted to hold off on some of the very final little details so we could do a grand reveal here. So welcome, come on. We start off here with the Techo Bloc, Blue 80 and West Mount, paver walkway. And like I said, we did a little bit of an extra pizzazz here by doing two different colors. We kind of have these transitions, so it's not just a straight L onto the deck. We've got the shale gray, we've got the sandalwood, nice little accent shape here. And as we continue, we switch back to shale gray, and then we've got another accent shape of that beautiful sandalwood. We've got the Brandon edge around all of our beds here. Homeowner wanted to do a little bit of the landscaping here, so we helped out with the plants, but he's gonna do the mulch and finish off these beds. All right, before we go up onto the deck, let's show you this outside facade because I love how this turned out. So the thing that we did here on this outside gable wall, we wanted to do something, you know, a little unique and kind of cool. So we didn't want to do siding on this exterior gable like you would traditionally see. So we had these Deckorators riser boards go all the way up to the peak. We build out these faux columns so it kind of caps that space off. And then we have the screens on both sides. And up top, we just did Costa boards horizontal, and then we framed it out up top, tracing that rake detail with those Deckorators riser boards ripped down a little bit. And I think it just gives it a great statement. I love just the stance of this project. It just looks awesome. I think the proportions turned out great. And Pat, what do you think? He can't find the words. He's speechless, and I am as well. Here we are up on the open deck, and like usual, we've got a bunch of Deckorators products here. We've got the Costa and Khaya combination. It's definitely our favorite. That's my go-to for anything that's gonna be a little bit more traditional. It's got these really nice earth tones. Can't go wrong with two brown combo, light and dark. It just looks awesome. Something a little bit different on this project was the white ALX contemporary railing. We did that so it would match the white shiplap ceiling. and the white shiplap type detail that we did on all of our columns. Over here, countertop's not installed yet. Still waiting on that. They're taking forever, but client picked out a slab, came to template it, and we're still waiting on that. So this is the outdoor kitchen here. We've got nice counter space here, counter space prep over here, all over here. We've got trash drawer, we've got fridge, we've got these cool little custom access doors, magnetized. They're really just so that you can access the electrical that's in here to plug stuff in, you know, access anything in the future that you might need to. And right here, this is gonna be the centerpiece. This is where the Traeger grill is gonna go. So this is all gonna be countertop all over this. Some really nice granite. It's gonna look beautiful. And what we wanted to do with that Traeger grill was have it look like it's part of the kitchen. You don't see a lot of them built in because they're kind of standalone units, but we wanted to have this sunk down so we could take it off of its stand and just lay it right here on top of the countertop. I think it's gonna look awesome. Next up, we got the main attraction here, the screened room. This is where they're gonna be doing most of their hanging out, so let's check it out. All right, so now we're inside the screen porch. Come on in, Pat. You can see we've got a really beautiful ceiling detail here. We've got the white painted shiplap ceiling. We accented that with those stained beams, chandelier, 2 fans. It just looks awesome. It looks great with these Deckorators colors. Everything's a nice earth tone. And then we gave it a little bit more of a traditional type of twist with all of the white accents, shiplap, columns, railing, all that kind of stuff. And we really set this up so that there was 2 spaces here. We have the dining area, and then we have a really nice big outdoor living room here. TV, we've got the nice custom mantle stonework that goes all the way up to the ceiling. We've got recessed lights. We've got a little bit of everything out here, and it looks beautiful. Pat, what do you think? Give me something. Pat loves it. He's speechless once again. And this is just a nice, calm space to just chill out at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, middle of the day, whenever you want. It's all screened in, so it's gonna keep all the flies and bugs out and everything like that. Fans will keep you cool. Got the fireplace to keep you warm in the winter. Also adds some beautiful ambiance. I love the stuff that they picked out here. The rug, really nice accent. Gives it a little bit of that pop, which I love. And last but not least, another daybed area. Fill this thing up with pillows, turn on the TV, chill out, relax here. It's gonna be awesome. I need one of these at my house for sure. I don't know, did I cover everything, Pat? Is there anything else? Well, that's it for this project. We will have the time-lapse video up soon. We're gonna wait until the granite gets installed so that we can get those final pictures for you. So in the meantime, check out our next project. Make sure you hit subscribe, and until next time, this is Premier Outdoor Living.